Welcome to my show. This is DFG, the man with the golden voice, the lady's choice, and I'm smoother as a Rolls Royce. I'm coming to you live from the 571, where I'm having fun and I'm getting things done. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful Tuesday, and hopefully, things are going well for you. Welcome to my show. This is DFG, the man with the golden voice. Forgive me, gotta be smarter than the equipment. See you live in the 571, where I'm having fun and I'm getting things done. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Tuesday, and hopefully things. Well, I guess that stops right there. Today's show is one that's getting near and dear to me. Dealing with segregation and also the president signing an executive order to have the Secretary of Education dismantle the Department of Education. So I'm going to play a couple of things first, starting with segregation. Let me bring up this clip. And then we're going to talk about it. How you doing, Miss Sum? I'm glad you're on. Thank you for coming on. Those out there in Facebook land, hopefully you can hear. Come on. The more the merrier. Those in Facebook land and YouTube land, and also in TikTok land, Insta land, and soon to be other lands, but not Cleveland. I'm here all week, people. I don't know. Can you hear it, Summer?
No, I can't hear it.
Hold on, let me try something. Give me a second. Of course, the thing acts up right when I'm about to start, but it is what it is. Let's see. I'm just gonna have to go off the sound. This is free fair use. Fair use. As soon as I can find it. Delaware County.
Flip side of that is Chester, the oldest city in Pennsylvania. Chester once had upwards of 65,000 people. However, after deindustrialization, its population.
All while locking up as many black people as possible to feed the machinery of injustice in prisons. And for those that say that the police only respond to crime in black neighborhoods, I'd say that you're only telling one part of the story. Continued racial segregation robbed black communities of equal access to the same educational, housing, and employment opportunities other communities have, which make black communities vulnerable to both low-level and more serious forms of crime. The cities that cause segregation then use the issue of crime that it created to justify over-policing black communities. Where it should be the police protecting and serving amounts to war zone-like military occupation of black communities. Segregation creates the environment for criminality to thrive, and segregation comes back to enforce the environment that it created. It's a vicious cycle that continues to rob the future of black generation. It's racial segregation that destabilizes black communities. And instead of addressing this decades-old problem, the institution of policing is used against black communities and unleashes a second round of injustice on black people in the form of policing practices that target and hunt and humiliate and harm black communities.
I'm gonna stop it right there. What do you think about that, Miss Summer? And what's going on, Chocolate Pearl, my favorite girl?
Hey y'all. Sorry I'm late.
Hey,
Oh,
guys.
don't worry about it. So what do you think about with segregation coming up and its effects on the black community, especially what he was talking about with over policing and using poverty and situation to justify over policing black and mainly black communities?
Basically, I believe that we ain't meant to survive because it's a setup. And even though you're fed up, you got to keep your head up. It's a lot. It's we are not new to this. I feel we are being targeted as always. They don't want us to be educated. They don't want us to sit at the table with them. And so uh, we have to get the tools that we need to survive by any means necessary. We have to be smart. We have to be strategic. We have to move differently, stay in groups. We have to start saving. We have to buy our own buildings, buy our own land. We have to just start really focusing on everything and anything that we are going to need to survive for the future. So I think we're being targeted. I
Mhm.
hate it, but it's a lot. It's a lot with this. So
And here's my take on it. They want us to they want to segregate us, but they don't want to separate us. We don't mind being separate. We don't mind having our own, like you said, doing our own thing, but they don't want that. They want to be able to pin us down and use the justification that we can't do any better to have us financially, economically, and socially dependent on them.
Mhm.
And they want us there when they want us there, not when we want to be there. And they want to have the ability to come into our spaces with impunity. So segregation is yes, it's going to affect everybody, but it's going to hurt the dominant society more than it will hurt us because we're used to not going to places where we're not wanted. What do you think about that, Chocolate Pearl?
I agree with both of y'all wholeheartedly, and I love what Simone said. I mean, Summer said. Uh, they are trying to divide us, and in certain ways, they try to keep their foot on our necks. And I don't know what is the problem with us. We we learn to adapt to everything that's thrown to us. But for some parent reason, there are people or societies that are threatened by us in every single way. So they try to take things from us or they try to stop us because they know that we know how to progress. We know how to survive. We know how to make it happen without having to backstab and do all the stuff that they're doing. So so in order for them to be content, they feel that they have to keep their foot on our neck. And segregation is a foot on our neck. You're trying to say, okay, well, if we decide we're going to stop them from doing certain things, they won't survive. They fail to realize we went through segregation before and we survived. But guess what? We are stronger now and we know better and we know how to handle ourselves in this new society. So segregation is not going to work. It's going to backfire on them, period. Because back then, if you especially with the education, they tried to not educate us, but what we did, we snuck and educated ourselves. Or we found some allies and we decided they decided to help us educate ourselves. So where there's a will, there's always going to be a way. And our society, we're going to find that way at any means necessary. So they can try to put their foot on our neck. Our legs and arms are still going to move. At the end
Yeah,
of the day, we're going to find a way to make it. And we're going to make it and be grand about it. So they can try to do what they want to do and how they want to do it, but we're still going to survive. The problem is they don't know how to survive. They don't know how to do anything but be bullies. That's all they know how to do. And they're failing at that because we don't even care.
not anymore. Not anymore.
So
Miss
you
Kim,
sit
welcome
there
to the
trying to be a bully. Guess what? We know how to fight back bullies. And I will always say this. when y'all hit low, we're gonna hit high.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Same.
now it's time for
Michelle
us to go
Obama said,
lower.
huh?
Now it's time for us to go lower.
Well, even if we try to go lower, we're still gonna be higher than them. At the end of the day, we're still gonna be higher than them. So, like Michelle Obama said, when they hit low, we just go high, and we're gonna succeed when we stay above them. And they fail to realize that we're gonna always be above them, whether they notice or not, because they're so into trying to destroy us that they can't see what's going on above them. That's my
Right.
take on that.
Right. As I was saying a little earlier, welcome, Ms. Kim. How you doing? Tonight's subject is segregation. Also, we're talking about the president signing the executive order to close down the Department of Education, and the implications of that on society. I'm not just saying the Black community, because not only the Black community gets those issues or are directly affected. What do you think about the president basically saying that segregation in the public sector, especially in the federal government, is not illegal?
When it comes to segregation, believe it or not, I'm for it. Because look, we already basically know how to survive being separated from them. We already have a lot of Black-owned businesses. We have, we cook better than them. So if that's what he wants, okay, so be it. But we will survive no matter what. They did it in the past. We're going to do it now, and we'll do it even better than what they did in the past, because we got the tools and education to get the job done. So I am not one bit worried or afraid.
That's right. We built this country. They keep forgetting that. We built the country.
Right.
And without us, there would be no United States. Why won't they see that?
Yeah, they're going to hurt if they can't come to our nice restaurants, or, they love everything about us. They just don't want to admit it. They love our culture. They love
That's the
everything
thing
about us.
about it, Kim. Kim, that's the thing about it. You hit the nail on the head. They think that by excluding us and what they're used to is going to stop us. They fail to realize we have our own. And we always had our own. Where do you think juke joints came from?
Exactly.
Where do you think the mom and pop kitchens came from?
Yeah.
This ain't no first time situation. We ain't just coming up with this. This has been happening for centuries. So why in the world are they talking about trying to segregate us?
Yeah, we stronger and better now, so bring it.
Yeah, they fail to realize the clear people don't know as much as they think they know. They still are building on our backs.
Yeah.
And they don't realize it. They think that they are stronger, smarter, and more wiser than we are. We just don't say nothing. Now we're loud about it. Today, we're more loud about it. But before, we weren't loud about it. We just did it in hiding. But guess what? We're not hiding nothing anymore. We're not hiding anything. We're letting you know what we're doing and how much we are succeeding. I mean, look at right now. They think that they can destroy us. Look at Tesla right now.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Tesla right now. Me and Dad sit here and talk about this on a regular basis. I mean, he's got me watching and listening to all this, and I'm like, I wake up listening to this stuff. I got, everything that's going on. I'm finally abreast of what's going on, and it's ridiculous. It's stressful, but it's ridiculous. It's like they don't realize that because of social media, they're allowing so many people to have so much content to post just on their foolery.
Progress.